Welcome to Thriving with Chiropractic, where Dr. Mosier from Mosier Family Chiropractic shares a variety of topics designed to empower, inspire, and give hope. Take a few notes and enjoy the lesson.
Hi everybody, it's Ellen and Dr. Mosier here with Mosier Family Chiropractic, and we have officially wrapped up our first week of the Journey program. So as promised, we are reading the book called The Genesis Factor, and that's by Dr. Ben Lerner. And we read one of his books last year for the Journey, Body by God.
Yes.
So, anyhow, this week you should have read and completed, if not yet. And if you haven't, then this will be a good jump start to your reading. But the foreword and chapter 1. So, we are going to discuss our thoughts. And if you have any questions or any comments that you want to add to this discussion, comment below. We'd love to hear those.
Absolutely. So this was actually a really quick read because the bulk of this book that you all have access to is a lot of workouts. There's a lot of recipes. Ooh, this looks good. Spinach and egg omelet.
Yeah.
But this is a really quick read. But first I want to mention how excited I am for everyone on this program. The group workouts are going amazingly well. And there's not so much of that egotistical aspect of it. It's everyone is getting better and having fun.
Yeah.
So, you want to tell us a little bit about chapter 1 or in the preface? Because I think there's something really neat in there that I thought was funny.
So for the foreword in chapter 1, Dr. Lerner, he goes through how our bodies, our minds, and our souls all should be interconnected into one.
Mm-hmm.
And he speaks about how God has created us to be healthy and for our bodies to be in tune.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's not only just with workouts or nutrition, but even spiritually with reading His Word and getting into what we need to get out of that spiritually.
Absolutely. So, what I found really interesting, so Dr. Lerner, he mentioned, because he has a couple younger brothers, actually one of his younger brothers, my parents see as their chiropractor down in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
But the youngest brother, when he was being born, Dr. Lerner, Ben, was he was 9. And so this family, the neighbors, had to watch him. And they're Catholic, and his parents are very just non-Christians, right, growing up. So he goes to this Catholic church, and the thing he noticed about this gigantic Jesus statue was Jesus was ripped. And that's what he got out of it. And so he goes to his parents when they get back home, and he's like, I want to be like Jesus. He's ripped.
Right.
So I think that went over like a lead balloon with his non-Christian parents. But I thought it was funny.
Yeah. So one of the things that Dr. Lerner starts out with chapter 1 is nothing is impossible. The word itself says, I'm possible. And that was a quote from Audrey Hepburn.
Mm-hmm.
But it's very interesting that that's how he started this book, because we many times in our lives think this we're never going to reach the weight that we were going to get at. We're never going to get to that goal of lifting so much weight or X, Y, or Z, or I'm never going to look like, this person. But we need to be who we are and who God has intended us to be. And I like that he puts that right there at the very beginning of chapter 1, is that nothing is impossible without God, and that's in Luke 1:37. So.
Absolutely. And in chapter 1, he talks about how it's like, how did we survive without, Arby's or McDonald's or Starbucks or these quick conveniences and getting back to how God intended us. That way, ultimately, the whole purpose of this is so we can do God's will.
Mm-hmm.
You're kind of, there's probably a nicer way to say this, but I'll just say it bluntly for everybody, but you're kind of worthless if you're sick or dead in the kingdom of God, right?
Right.
It allows you to have the energy to be a good disciple, because that's what we're all called to be, is disciples.
Yeah. So I guess we'll leave you with that as a challenge question. You know, what are you doing in your day-to-day life to not only further your health and impact those around you, but what are you doing to further the kingdom of God? And how does that translate into your everyday life? So we will see you next week with our Journey program, week 2, and we will be reading chapters 2 and chapters 3. So look ahead, next Friday we'll be doing our review. Again, comments, questions, concerns, anything of that nature, comment below. We'd be happy to see them. See you later.
If you found value in this video, please comment and let us know your biggest takeaway. We also ask that you don't keep this information to yourself. We ask that you share it with your friends and family by simply clicking the share button below.